We start today with the Veterans Honor Flight of Southern Illinois. That organization currently preparing for their 14th flight. Well, Mission 14, that's set to take off on May 6th, heading out for Washington, D.C. The seats will be filled with veterans going to visit the memorials made in their honor. More than 1,000 veterans have flown so far, with a waiting list of more than 500. Now, each flight cost approximately $115,000 with no cost to the veterans. But that money does have to come from somewhere. The honor flight does have sponsors and some very generous donors, but they're also focusing a fundraiser that uses the luck of the leprechaun for the theme of a Jeep run. News 3's Waylon Walls-Parker tells us more.
Every year, a ton of Jeeps and four-wheel drive vehicles meet in Mulkeytown to hunt for leprechauns for a good cause. That cause is making it possible for veterans to go to Washington, D.C. through the Veterans Honor Flight of Southern Illinois.
It's a very small thing to give back to some people who have given so much.
Army veteran Dan Canup flew on Mission 8 3 years ago, and now he participates on the ride to help other veterans share in the experience.
But there is a humongous difference between seeing the memorials here and actually being there with other veterans.
The owners of J&L Custom Automotive makes the fundraiser possible. They started in 2020 after inspiration from seeing the honor flight's welcome home ceremonies.
And seeing these veterans when they come back and the welcome home that they get, it's very moving.
Now, 6 years later, and about $80,000 raised, Jimmy Allen says they have a new goal to meet for this year.
We'd like to see 100 Jeeps, and our goal this time to put us a total over $100,000.
He says this fundraiser has developed into more, with a dinner for the community, plus a lot of raffles, including one for a Jeep.
You don't have to have a Jeep. You don't have to go on the run. If you want to just come to the Italian Club at 4 o'clock and take part in the auction and the dinner.
And Brian Questel with the Honor Flight says every dollar raised helps get a veteran to the nation's capital.
It takes every dollar to make it happen, and then we turn every dollar around and use it for the veterans.
Questel says for a lot of veterans, this trip ends up being the kind of closure they need to receive. And Canup says it's a day, a moment he will never forget.
Even if you don't vocally share your memories and your experiences, you connect with the people.
The Leprechaun Hunt is scheduled for March 15th, starting at the J&L Custom Automotive in Mulkeytown. And the proceeds for this will be going to the Honor Flight Fall Trip. In Marion, Waylon Walls-Parker, News 3.